Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Welcome to a best of 5 between the king of Cannonrush's Liquid Mana taking on Falcon's Solar, the the ultimate victim of Cannonrushes. Very famously, Solar once lost a game against Parting in the GSL, on which they played on a map where it was possible to go for a single pylon block on the bottom of the ramp. This is something that hasn't been capable ever in the entirety of StarCraft 2. GSL did a poor job on the quality assurance of some custom-made maps that they had for their tournament. Did not check to make sure that their ramps were not blockable by 2 pylons, let alone by a single pylon. Parting ended up putting a single pylon on the bottom of the ramp, and there was nothing that Solar could do. It was one of these things which was very, very sad for Solar and very nice for Parting, I guess. Good preparation and utilizing the lack of quality assurance on GSL's part. As so far we haven't seen any Cannonrushers out of mana quite yet, but I am sure we'll get to one. In the past, I don't know, 5 series I've seen him play against Koreans. He almost always, actually I think he always pulled one out in like the last 5 series I saw. He always pulls out a freaking Cannonrush, and I know that a lot of the Koreans are really afraid of him as well. As a result of that, there are not that many high-level Cannonrushers on the Korean ladder, or just in Korea in general. SOS hasn't been doing a lot of Cannonrushes. Parting is practically retired at this point, if not retired, so they don't get a lot of practice against this. And Mana, he freaking Cannonrushes all day, all night. I think he probably plays like 5-6 Cannonrushes a day or so. And with that amount of experience, you do become very solid in many situations, even if the people you're facing are a little bit lower level. The Cannonrush defense is such a kind of a knowledge-based defense most of the time. Like, execution does matter, of course. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're good with your Ravager micro, how good your creep spread is, but it doesn't really matter. Like, if your response is wrong, you're gonna lose the game. And if you don't get to improve your response a couple of times against some wacky Cannonrushers on the ladder, life can be quite tricky. Mana this time is going to open up with an Adept into Stalker. He's looking for some kills here. He's not quite going to get that. Well, it's a single one with that Adept. Stalker is going to clear this Overlord as well. So Adept Stalker into... What are we doing here? Adept Stalker into Oracle into another Adept. As the Ling is actually going to not get a Scout. I thought he was going to, but he won't. That might end up falling here. First Oracle about to pop out. Stalker now comes over as well. And I think Solar is so afraid of the potential Pulsar Beam Oracle showing up that this is going to be... he's just going to be pulling it back for now. Just going to be pulling it back. Pulsar Beam does get activated. This Overlord actually manages to escape. So big win here for Solar in the first 4-ish minutes of this game. Let's see what these 6 Lings are going to be capable of as well. I'm going to be capable of sniping a probe. Oh no. Not the probe. Robotics Facility as a follow-up. Second Gateway, Twilight Council. Single Oracle. This is something that we've seen Mana do an awful lot. This is what actually has been called the Mana build. It's going to be a single Oracle into a Prism drop, an Archon drop. This Archon drop is going to be with 4 gateways. Robo into Twilight. We also see a 4 Adept move out over here, so a little bit of pressure. And with just a single Oracle, that doesn't really... it's not that powerful. Oh, this actually finishes up. This is a pretty decent start here for Mana. I don't think he expected it to be this good. He's neatly positioned himself here in between the mineral patches as well. Can now decide to finish this if he wants to. Needs to help with the Oracle though. Pulsar Beam on these links would be a real pity for Solar. 3 workers have fallen. Oracle barely manages to stay alive. The 2 extra gateways come down and the Prism is on the way out. Now, what are we looking for as a timing here? It's going to be my next question. Maybe 6 minutes for the Prism hit. It's absolutely playable. Definitely viable. So 2 more gateways. We have the battery coming in as well. Mana setting up shop defensively here with Adept neatly tucked into cute positions. One between the mineral lines, one between the pylon. What's the plan here for Solar? We see a Roach Warren, we see extra gases coming in, which is all very standard. 5-6 Roaches, also very standard, because you kind of have to. If you're going to go for against an Archon drop, Links just don't... they can't do it. They don't have the power to kill Archons. Well, they have the power to kill Archons. The problem is they die first. With infinite links, you will be capable of eventually killing them. But the problem is you really do need infinite links to kill some Archons. We're going to get Pneumatized Carapace. This is going to be a 0-0 Roach Queen attack off of 5 gases, I think it is. It's one of the builds I'm not actually very fond of against this opener. And the reason for that is that we often have quick Immortal production behind it. You need to deal with the initial Archons, and it is fairly obvious what is happening. I much prefer slightly later hits at 150, 160 supply with a +1. Because you're always going to be fighting into Storm and Immortals, and I think it's better to have like a slightly bigger mass of Ravagers when you're playing against. It's a bigger mass of Roaches as well. I honestly do believe that Mana is in a good enough position. He's seen a lot of Roaches. He knows what's going on. He's using this Oracle, by the way, mainly just for trying to figure out what the heck is happening over here. And I think he has a pretty decent clue. We have a second robotics facility now coming in. I'd expect extra batteries and potentially even some cannons. Do we even have a forge? We don't even have a forge yet. I think Mana might have forgotten about that. He's gonna start throwing it down right now. As Roaches are moving across the map, we have this Oracle that can at least withstand the solo Roaches or deal a lot of damage here. Can we get a fat Storm on top of this, potentially? Storm isn't quite done yet. We get some pickup micro here. Oracle's dishing out a lot of damage here, by the way. Don't underestimate the amount of damage that the Oracle dealt before the Queen showed up. Ravagers are gonna come in as well. Stalkers being warped in defensively, which is of course correct. The Stalkers deal extra damage to Roaches due to the armor type. A lot of people, they're like, oh, I'm researching Charge and I have Archons. Maybe I just go for Chargeable Archon Immortal. No, actually getting the Stalker Immortal Archon, despite this feeling like kind of a funky army to micro, is absolutely going to be correct. Links will get destroyed by Storms and Archons. And then you have the Stalker Immortal to deal with the Roaches. And I think that is exactly what you want. I love the clarity here. Out of mana, of sending these Zealots across the map to go for a run by. These guys are going to be completely useless at home, but they might kill a couple of workers, and now they're going to get a vital scout. Seeing the extra gases come down, this is all the info that Mana needs. He can now say, okay, I want to build a fort base. Look at that. Boom! Instantly gets a fort base down here after seeing that there's extra gases coming in over at that fort, seeing the drones mining from there as well. That is such a huge scout. It's actually going to be Swarm Host behind this. This is a very uncommon follow-up. It's so uncommon that I think it might even surprise Mana. But this might be a good surprise. Yeah, this is the type of surprise where you come home and you have a beautifully home-cooked meal. You know, your kids for the first time in 5 years tell you that they love you again. Something like this, you know. This is not the surprise where you come home and you see like 4 pairs of weird shoes on your doormat. That would be a much worse surprise. Like, what the hell? I'm being robbed? Potentially. That would be the best explanation for that scenario. As right now Solar is going to be pushing in further forward. Let's see if this is going to be an I love you or the shoes on the doormat. I think Mana is completely fine. He has 4 Templar out. Quite a few storms. Don't forget, Roaches can kind of march through the storms with the new storm. It is a very good zoning too. Oh my god. Solar was just freaking showering over there. Like, stormy weather, no problem for me. Double Phoenix were built, which makes sense because he was expecting Spire. He really was expecting the Spire, but man, Mana is just bursting through this. He's like, ah, cute with those Swarmos, mate, but I have 7 Immortals. I have a crap ton of Storms. We can dance if you want to, but I'm gonna blast your face off. That is not how the Safety Dance song goes, but it is what Mana's gonna be doing over here. He's just kind of moving in, and these Swarmos will never get a good aggressive wave of Locust anymore on the other side of the map. Templar actually taking a lot of damage. That could be painful. You really need the Storms with this. You have the, you know, the back line of Immortals that can shoot. But then at the same time you also want Storm, so you force your opponent to disengage and then they move into the Immortals. You blast them again, you Storm, they force to move away. That's kind of the power of this army, like a full range army right now. Zealots meanwhile hitting the main base, so a large split off is necessary into that area as well. It seems like Mana might have committed a little bit too hard. He is up 10 workers, which is a huge deal. And one of the things that we could see right now... No! Oh. One of the things we could almost see is him losing all Templar, but he does manage to figure it out in time. Prism once again singles out warping the main. The thing I was gonna say is maybe a fleet beacon would be nice to have. Mana walks in further forward. It's gonna tank a couple of fat biles on his Immortal face. Luckily, Immortals are, as their name suggests, indeed immortal so far. We've hardly lost any. Just a single Immortal has gone down. There's still 6 remaining, as 2 are being pumped at the same time. There's one more storm about to become available in the back. It's going to be hugely beneficial as we get a recall towards our 3rd base. The swarm hosts move over towards the 4th. Zealot once more moving in to get a couple of kills here. Does find the lurker then doing stuff. And we're going to get the spot here with these 2 Phoenixes. Immortals ideally don't die. Generally worse for your Immortals to die than for them to stay alive. As Pylon gets taken out. It's not a super successful Swarm Host wave there. 11 Swarm Hosts, that's a lot of supply invested into stuff that right now isn't really helping you in direct engagements. And I believe that Mana is probably going to be capable of just leaving a Templar per base, having some cannons at this base as well, and going for attempt number 2 of the kill. Hey, you didn't manage to kill your opponent the first time, you always can try a second time if your eco lead is as big as Mana is. Goes for the lift here on these Ravagers. Is there a prison with this push? There's not. These Swarm Hosts going across the map, that is a ballsy play, probably the correct one. His Mana just gonna walk in here. Doesn't really have observers far forward enough. Now we get some observers in the back. And a lot of these lurkers are already falling. Storms are blanketing this army as well. Mana with a ballsy play is gonna get the kill. Swarm Hosts just idling, not even trying to get a kill on the Nexus here. Now they come in, but defensively Locusts are so bad because there's one trick that the Locust player hates, and that is running away. You can run away because Locusts are slow as all hell. The snails of the Zerg army. Probably almost as slow as a Queen of Creep. Not quite, but like it's in the neighborhood. Absolutely. Single lurker stays here. Spore is going to get cleared before it can shoot down both of the observers, and Mana wins game number 1 after a solid early game defense. And in game number 2, we have once more a very fast scout coming out of Mana. That does tend to indicate a lack of cannon rushing. Usually cannon rushes are... It's what I call the accidental late scout. So you scout after Pylon and you're just 2 seconds, 2 seconds too late. That is what usually ends up happening. Just a little bit too late. And it's like, oh no, I'm too late. Oh. So he tries to block. Fails. Then throws on a forge. He waited for a very long time with this building. That is so interesting. I think this drone is going to go down though. Look at this. If we... No, he's not. Oh, Solar just checked the high ground. Oh, he needs to check the low ground too, Solar. It's going to be a neat spot for a cannon here, by the way. Is this a double pylon block? No way. Triple pylon. Oh! Solar with the solid block. I mean, if the cannon goes down, this is still fine, I think. Because you can go in here. You can block again with a pylon. It's not going to happen. Cannon goes down. Is this good enough? I think only a single drone can actually attack this, which should be good enough. And now Solar's losing... Oh! Losing a lot of mining time. This probe is fairly low. 3rd probe is already on the way out. This is completely okay for Mana. Because Mana says right now, he says, hey, I just want this cannon and this gateway to finish. As long as my 3rd probe arrives in time, so I can kill this base, I'm probably going to be in an okay spot. This drone is going to fall. An okay way to deal with this, by the way, would be playing double spines. Oh, he forgot his pool. Did he forget it or did he not have money? I think he might have forgotten it. Okay, he's gonna try and catch this probe, which is a very risky maneuver. If the probe gets any cannons down right now, that would be a huge deal. Gets a single cannon down, and that is a huge deal. Cannon is gonna get sniped here by the drones, as a couple more drones do end up falling. Link's on the way. No money for a queen. There, however, is no space for extra cannons that will be in range of this hatchery. So, I think a Spinecrawler here is a very legitimate counter to this. And I think this Spinecrawler probably should have started before the queen. I'm not wrong. I think these links attacking the cannon makes no sense. This cannon is not in range. It's just not in range. Like, it's not doing anything. You can have spines attack both of these pylons and this gateway, and that should be fine. The only thing you need to take care of is make sure that the spines finish up without there being too much to contest them. Oracle, Overlord taking a little bit of damage. Lots of links have fallen for no real reason. A couple of links are being sent across the map. I love this move out of Solar. 3 links going across the map. There is no wall right now. And the queen is out as Solar is mounting a so far successful defense. The only problem that I have with this... Oh, I love this out of Mana. He says, hey, I'm going to lose this topside area, but I think I have better mining You don't have any gases because you're investing in 2 spines and a queen. And I know you lost a lot of drones. So what I'm gonna do here is I get a robotics facility. My Cannonrush is more than just the cannons. Okay? My Cannonrush is a lifestyle. And it is a lifestyle that he's very good at. Get a run by. Probably want to send a second Zealot home as well at this point. 1 Stalker coming out would be good, but you can't attack into this no matter what happens. Like, you're just not going to win this battle. You're going to need, like, spine. We have a Roach Warren, second gas coming down. 19 workers, though, only. And the first Immortal's going to pop out right now. So, more links are showing up at this point. What are we going to do? Maybe cannon at home? It's very hard to deal with this type of stuff. Okay, here we go. Well, that was a pretty decent way of dealing with stuff, though. Not gonna lie. The second probe is out as well. This was well defended. I mean, these links, what are they gonna do? Snipe a probe? Even if they do, what's the matter, huh? Couple of Ravagers now coming out. So it's going to be Ravager Queen Spine versus Cannon Battery Robotics Facility. This is all being done off of a single gas for mana, by the way. Does not feel like he can afford a second gas. And if he feels like he can't, he's probably right. Priority is going to be on extra cannons, extra batteries, making sure there's consistent production. So he's just going in there, he's just shooting down that spine. He said, hey, if I can chew through your spines, that's going to be great for me. And then I can start trading against your Ravagers and Roaches. Spines have insane damage output, of course. So that's really what he's doing here. His battery is already falling quite low. First Ravager is going to end up falling. Is this a prison behind it? No, another Immortal. I mean, the Immortal DPS is just simply too high. Completely destroying the Queen defense here. Cannons in the back helping out a lot as well. Another Ravager gets taken out. Double cannons now falling. As I think Mana is a little over eager potentially. Or maybe it's just the right amount of eager. It's going to snipe this Spine Crawler. Both Immortals still alive. New battery is about to finish up as well. Here comes the snipe on an Immortal. No. Here comes the snipe on nothing. GG gets called. Mana wins the series. 2-0.